So this justification question, first of all, I'm going to start by saying it was difficult. Okay. Second, when I'm doing a justification question, I need to explain the steps I took. I need to use vocabulary, and then I need to do something to prove that I'm correct. Okay? With this question, they give you a deal at 3 stores, at Best Buy, at Target, and Amazon. It's for a graphing calculator. What messed up some of you is it doesn't tell you how much it cost or how much it was. So, when that's the case, I'm going to just make up a price and see what happens. I want to make up a price that's easy to work with. So, doing something like $100 would make a lot of sense. Now, I want to read each of these so very carefully. Best Buy has the price of the graphing calculator marked down 30%. So if I decided that the original price is $100, and you could have used anything here, well, if it's $30 or 30% marked down, I know that I would pay 70%. So if I'm paying 70% of 100, that's going to be $70. So minus my 30% discount, which would be $30, I would be paying $70 or 70%. For Best Buy, they then say, but if you show your student ID card, which you better do, you receive an additional 25% off the original price. Well, the original price was $100. 25% of the original price would be $25. See why I chose 100? And so if I got an additional 25% off or $25 off, then I would be paying $45. Now, the tricky part is putting this into words. I decided to make my calculator $100 because percents are out of 100 and it would make my work easier, my work simpler. I'm simplifying the problem. Simpler. Simpler? Okay. Let's see here. First, I calculated %30 of the original price which is $30. Second, I subtracted $30 from the original price to get $70. Next, I found 25% of the original price, and that's the key with this first one with Best Buy, which is $25. I subtracted that from the sales price to get $45 as the price I'd pay. Okay, so I showed it with numbers. I showed it with words. Not a lot of vocabulary in this section. Percent, benchmark percent, discount, commission. Okay, so as I'm going into these problems, I want to use other math words for sure. But I'm going in and I'm looking and I'm thinking about discount. Commission probably would not work here because a commission is how much someone makes for selling something and you're buying this. Percent. And then benchmark percent. Okay, so I'm thinking of using those words. Now, the next thing I would do is I would go in and I would do the same thing for Target. And so I'm going to say that the original price is going to be $100. It says that the price of the graphing calculator was marked down 25%. Well, I'm going to write down 25% is equal to $25. Once again, why I used $100 as my price. Then I would mark it down, so I would subtract the discount or the marked down price. So now we are left with $75 as my marked down price. And then we're going to go in from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and we're going to get an additional 30% off the sales price. Notice how the first one said the original price. This one says the sales price. So now I have to take, now I'm taking 30% off the sales price. So I need to figure out 30% of $75. Well, I've done these problems before. I can do a couple of things. I could figure out what 70% of $75 was, and that will be my answer. Or I can figure out 30%. It's going to be 21, something like that. 0.3 times 75. Oh, 2250. And so I'm going to subtract my 2250 from my sales price. And so at Target, at Target, I would be paying $52.50. Okay? The next step I would do is I would write it down in words. I made my calculator the same price, $100, so I could fairly compare the discounts. Vocabulary word. Look at Mr. Molnar go. First, I calculated a 25%, a 25% discount. And figured out and subtracted that from my total to get $75. Next, I calculated a 30% discount from my sales price, which was $22.50, and subtracted that from my marked down sales price. Oh, ran out of room. To get $52.50 as the price I'd pay. All right. Fun. Last, but not quite least, is Amazon. Amazon is marked down 50%, hot diggity dog. And that's all that it is. So I would say $100 is my original price. Then it is marked down 50%. And so I would pay, or sales price is $50. All right? So, do that in words. I made my calculator the same price, $100, so I could fairly compare the discounts. %50 is a benchmark percent. Huh? So I quickly knew that my sales price would be half or $50. And a partridge in a pear tree. So let's talk about what we've done so far. We went through the Best Buy deal. We showed what it would be. We wrote it out and explained the steps that we took to get there. Then we went through the Target deal. We showed what it would be. We explained the steps to get there. Then we went through the Amazon deal. We showed what it would be. Then we explained the steps it would take to get there. Next, I've never answered my question, so now I need to look at my question. Which store has the best price for the calculator? Explain how you determined your answer. Well, we've explained how we got the answers. I'm going to sadly have to turn to the back. And so I want to say that Target has the best price for the calculator. And that's a main answer, so I'm going to kind of put a box around it. Did I do that wrong? Yeah. It's the first one.
It's Best Buy.
Oh, man. Why? Mr. Molnar, you did all that great work.
I must have done this to yourself.
All right, so, of course, any silly teacher would see that Best Buy has the best price for the calculator, drat. But I want to go and I want to think about a couple of things I can do because I need to justify, I need to prove myself. We explained all of the steps. We were using vocabulary. Now I want to explain myself. Okay? $45, right? Oops. Was it $52.50? And then this is going to be $50. Okay? Best Buy allowed you to add the percents because both discounts were applied to the original price. Period. Target, and so I could do 25 plus 30%, and so they got 55% off. or a 55% discount. Target had wording or made it so the second discount was applied to the sales price. So you couldn't add the percents. Amazon was less of a discount. But easy to calculate. Because it was a benchmark percent. Is there more I can do with these? Yes. So if I wanted to go even further, I would start with my original one, and then I would almost want to say I could make the calculator a different price, and I would still get the same results where Best Buy was the best price, Target was the worst sales price, and Amazon was in the middle. All right? Because it doesn't matter, because the discounts are what's important. The price, as long as it's the same between the three stores, does not matter. Okay? Just like all of my answers here, they are suggested lovely answers in the 4 range, but there are more things that could be done. I'm going to stop the video now. Thank goodness.